Module 17. Display information on the calendar. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps make these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for watching this video. In this video, I am going to show you how we can display number of activities and tasks on the calendar. Obviously, we're going to need to add a filter control, subforms, and several functions to handle all logic. Let's see how I accomplish this logic. Good morning. All right. Let's get back to our programming. Project management. Let's go to access projects. Project management. A couple of days ago, I uploaded this guy. Project summary list. Alright, we are going to continue. Let's make a copy of this guy, and I am thinking of maybe displaying something on the calendar. Alright, I think that would be helpful. Display info on calendar. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go in there, enable that guy. It's 1:29 a.m. I fell asleep around 9 something. Maybe my body my body was exhausted. Yeah, when you're exhausted, your whole body just gives up sometimes, I guess. But I had a couple of hours sleep, maybe let me see, 3, yeah, about 3+ hours sleep. So here I am at it again. So what I'm thinking, right there on that guy, maybe we should have like a ding ding, a click, you know, displaying the number of activities, tasks. But that's what I'm thinking to do. Alright, and let me show you how easy that can be implemented. Alright, so let me close out from there. But before we go there, I want to show you something. I noticed not a whole lot of people are following this or trying to learn how to program. I mean, I think there are several 100 million people in this world, but only 55 watched. Unlike earlier we had, you know, quite a bit of people following. When I started the channel, people just start coming in, you know, more and more and real fast, you know. Some days 200-300 people views, and then it got smaller and smaller, and as of today, June 16th, I got 53 views. So yeah, and so maybe they all have learned, you know, maybe access is not popular. Yeah, there are only a couple of 100 million people out there. But only 53 views, the latest video. Well, anyways, well, let's get back to our agenda. Well, maybe they're not interested. What I want to do here on this calendar, let's add the header. That way we don't have to touch anything there. All that is good and dandy. Yeah, not sure why people, you know, I guess we all different, I guess. We're like babies. When you see new toys, you're really interested in it for a couple of days. And once you get tired of the toys, you kinda, you know, you lose interest in them. Alright, let's add this grouping control. See what I did there, right? I add the grouping control. Let's call this activity. And tab, we're gonna go task. And just keep all the defaults. Let's click finish. Alright, we're gonna massage this anyways. Pull this guy all the way out here and maybe down, and then I'm gonna move these away from that border. It just makes it cleaner when you see the border, I guess. It's my preference. And move this guy out. Let's name this guy not the name but the caption. We're not interested in the name of the control on this one. We're just gonna say view type, view option. Yeah, there you go, view option. Alright. And then while that guy is selected, I'm gonna select this label and that label. And what I want to do here, if you come to the full color here, we're gonna get rid of that lighter 40%. Enter. Yeah, let's go back to yeah, we are funny. People are funny. When they want something, they'll try their hardest to get something. When it gets a little boring, they give up the search. Well, that goes to show why there are not too many good programmers out there. It's because they're not persevere. You gotta persevere to mister. You gotta persevere. You know, I get up every morning to try my best to do everything to help you, but the seekers are not there. The seekers are not there. Alright, let's name this option control. Let's name this guy, how about view option? View option. That looks good. And we'll go ahead and name this little radio button here. Although we're not going to be using them, we'll go ahead and name them. Just stay just conform to our code. Let's name that activity. Activity. We're not going to use this, alright, but you could, alright. We're going to use the option, the group name to identify these guys, alright. But this is okay. We can do this. Yeah. I mean, you can identify individually, alright. But if you do that, you just use that control name to find out which one is selected. You can do that as well. Alright, we're gonna leave that right there for now. Well, let's go ahead and go in there. Yeah, let's go ahead and go in there. Let's do the click event on this control. Click this border of this control, and you should see the name option, view option here. Go to the event, double click on this click, and then just go in this three dot here. Alright, it's going to let's see, what we want is to, where's the oh, okay, there. Good. That's the display calendar. Alright, display calendar. Let's move these guys to way up there to where right below the calendar, and it's just easier if we just keep looking at the calendar and this guy like so. Alright, and have you noticed that I eliminate the bunch of Sunday, Monday? If you have not noticed, alright, well, notice now. So we streamline all that just to have two logic, if then else. That's it. Alright, so that's the view option. So let's think closely. How do we want this to happen here? Obviously, we want to iterate through or displaying the number of day here, or the day on the calendar, like 1, 2, 3. This being the first day. Once we find the first day, we want to say, well, do we have any activities for that day? And then we'll do the same thing for the second day and thereafter right here. Alright, so yeah, yep. So this click event here will identify, will toggle between which option to display. Alright, so we're gonna need two functions to get the display individual day, individual days task, and then days activities. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Go to activity DB access. Let's open that book up. I'm going to go ahead and copy this guy. I have an idea. Just follow along. You will be fine. Just follow along, and you will be fine. Yeah, let's change this guy to subroutine. Sub, and then change this name to display number of activity, like so. And then take this return type away, remove that guy. We don't need this guy, we don't need that guy, and I'm gonna copy this guy, put it right where my error handling is. Alright, the title. Yeah, that's I guess that's why there are not too many good programmers, because they only search for what they want, but they don't want to learn. If you don't follow things from the beginning to the end, how can you say that you are successful? It's a good question, huh? can you be successful if you don't begin from zero and finish with all there is to finish? That's going to be a select date, and I'm thinking passing a control in here. How about the calendar control? Label. That's a good idea. Label as control. So I'm thinking when we go to individual day, we want to send in the label in here, and then we're just going to display the number of items, number of activities. That's what I'm thinking. It is real hard to get a free education. You know, people spend money going to school so that they can be educated and learn. But learning from school is totally different than real life experience. Professors and instructors will not give you all that there is to know. Guarantee you that from my personal experience. They will show you how to do these bits and pieces. But the real life situation is totally different. That's when you have to come up with certain things, and that's totally different. Right here, I want to I'll go ahead and say select count. That is the number of activities as number of activity. From activity where, see the where activity date is going to be date. Now we're going to pass in the date and change this single quote to pound. All right, and then change this guy to date. The select date. Now let's take a look at this select date, activity date. Is it what is it? Now you have to be careful when you work with date, just so that you know. You see this date right here? All right, let me show you something here. Let's go here. So we call this guy, we define this guy as date and time. All right, but let's take a look at this. Look at the employee login right here. Let's look at the employee login. This is also date and time. You see there, these two. However, this is where sometimes if there is any error, will be in here. If you take a look at this guy, you see the login log out right here. I'm going to find myself here, then you will see. Alright, jack@email.com. Got my L. Just want to show you something. See, that's a timestamp. This guy has no timestamp. Same definition. Alright, we define this guy as date. This is also as date. But this got a timestamp when I logged out. See that when I logged out. Just now, 1:30. Well, it's been 10 minutes or so. But anyways, I want to show you that because let's jump back to our code. This is where you might be scratching your head. Hey, how come I don't get this and that? Well, if you pass in this guy as a short date, and this guy is has a timestamp, that's problem. All right, but we can fix that. I'm going to show you how to fix that. All you have to do is just do this. You say format single quote inside there because we have double quote out here. All you have to do is say short date. Alright, and then similarly, just to be, consistent, you can just do that. Now this does not hurt. Alright, this does not hurt. So here you can do double quote and then say short date. Alright, so that means regardless of what they are in there, alright, whether with timestamp or not with timestamp, it will always return the short date. Similarly here, so that will prevent anything from funny thing from happening there. Alright, that's that. Let's continue. Set rs equals current db open record set. But back to why there are so many the views of low. Yeah, people I like, real funny. You want to be good, but you don't want to follow through until the end. Then you have to ask yourself, how good do you want to become? How good do you want to become? Or do you just want to cheat your way through life? When I say cheat, I mean cut and paste. Cut and paste. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Let me just go to internet and find what else I can find, right? Like scavenger. Scavenger. Go to landfill and just find what you need and just come back to your house and see if you can fix it, right? Grab this and grab that. No. Well, you will get your program completed, but they may not be good. Anyways, you know what we want to do here? We want to grab this number of this guy, right? So we got to have another variable here. Let's call I number of activity as integer. If rs record count is anything, alright, 0 is something, by the way. Alright, 0 is something. So the record count, if this guy returns 0, alright, if this guy returns 0, it doesn't mean that the record count is 0, okay? The record count, a 0 is something. So if this guy returns 0, more than likely it will, if there's nothing in there. You see, if there is nothing in here, alright, the record is still a 0, but because it read something. Alright, but now though, if the table is empty, there is no record. Alright, so just remember that. Just remember that. Anyways, so when you work with this aggregate function, it's real funny. If you use count, it will return something, unlike when you query the record by ID. Alright, that either, the count is either 1 or 0, but this one, unless the table is totally empty, it will always return something. Alright, just so you know. Then we want to say this guy, number of activity, equals number of activity, like that. That's good. That is good. So yeah, well, if I don't have that many followers, then I'm just going to continue following through with my tasks as I promised. I always do what I say, by the way. And that's one of the 5 precepts I always follow. You know, do exactly what you want you say to do, and no less, no more. So if I say that I was going to complete this project management system, I will. Alright, now here we want to identify. See, once we grab something from here, alright, we can say now if number of my bad, let's put an I in front there. If I number of activity is greater than 0, now we can identify if it's greater than 0. Then we'll say C calendar. Ooh, if I know how to spell. Label. Dot. Now you won't see caption in here, alright? Because when you're sending a control, it doesn't know what control it is. It doesn't know, it does not know if it's checkbox, if it's combo box, if it's list control, text, okay? So, or label. That's why we identify this guy as label here. When we know what they are in here, right here, alright, we can just basically type it in, regardless if it knows what, what it is, alright? Because we code this, we should know what we are passing in, alright? So go ahead and type in calendar label dot caption, and that will be fine. And here we're just going to pass in number of activity. That's it. That's all she wrote. That's down one function. So yeah, if somebody does use, okay, so I'm gonna copy this guy because we're gonna need to do the same for the task. So let's pop into task DB access right here. We're gonna put this guy right there, and then change his name to number of tasks. Everything is the same, alright? And here's the same thing. Change the activity right there to task. Alright. Also leave everything the same here. Change that guy to task. Alright. And this right here will be a task date. Hopefully there's a task date in there. So let's double check. Let's double check. I think we have a task date in here. Right there, right there. Yep, so that's good. That's good. Alright, let's jump back to our code. And that's all you have to do there. Oh, number of activity. Okay, that's good. We didn't change anything. Good, other than the table. Good, we're done for that portion. Control S. And if you close this file right here, you should be back to your calendar. Another one. Let's close one more time. There, that's where we were. Yeah. So if I say I was going to finish, I will finish. I have to follow through with what I say. How else am I going to be honest to myself, right? Let's say if you don't know how to, if you're not honest to yourself, then who else will believe your word? I'm going to leave that function right there, the view option click, because it's not time to implement anything. But right here, what I want to do here, I want to add the function to display that guy. Now you could send this guy in there. Alright, but because we have two options, I have to think ahead here. On this calendar, we're gonna have two subforms right here. One is the activity subform, the other is task subform. Alright, so So here is where we need to be. Here is where we need to be clever. So we'll go ahead and do this. Display number of activity, and because I see these guys right here, this function, this is very good right here. Instead of coloring this guy right here, we're just going to say, hey, go to the function, go to the activity and see if you see anything in there. All right, so I'm just going to grab this guy. This guy is good right here. Copy that, paste right there, and we're going to take this guy out. All right, and we need to supply the function bar the select date. How about that? Select date as date, and then the control name, just like this guy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to copy this guy and put in there, because this is the control name right there. You see there? There, just like that. Now we can pass in, and then we can say call activity db access display. You see that? And then it say, hey, give me the date, the select date, and then the control ctl. That's it. That's all you have to do. Nothing to it. Yeah, that yesterday I was thinking, well, when I started this channel, how to code in Access, I had a whole bunch of people following, and now it's dwindling down. Alright, so I don't know why. I think I know why. Task db access dot display number of tasks. Oh yeah, that's right, tasks. And then we change this task because we already have the activity. So number of tasks. Like so. See that? So we have two functions to call that guy. Alright? Either displaying the task or the activity. Now this is where we have to the reason why I cannot call this guy, this function, from here, alright, is because we have to identify which one it is that we are selecting. This is where we have to say private. We have one function to handle the option, which one it is we are referring to. So display number of item, and then we have to pass in everything the same way. So I'm just going to copy this guy in here, put it in there, and to to save my typing, instead of having 4 lines, we're going to have 2 lines. Alright, we don't want to say if then else. Yeah, we're just going to say if then else 1 line, not if then else with the n if with the n if. So yeah, let's do that. Let's say if me dot option view option. You see there? We can identify if it's 1 or 2. That's it. Then if it's 1, then we'll say display number of tasks. Nope, number of activity. That's optional 1. And then we just pass in the select. We're going to pass these parameters along. And then here's a control name. Alright. what am I missing, mister? Oh, see right here, anytime you put parentheses in here, alright, in the subroutine, you have to say call. If you don't want to say call, you take these parentheses out like so, and that will be fine. Alright, so but you know, just be consistent when you code. Be consistent when you code. I always, you notice I always say call. Yeah, from the video 1 until now. Alright, you could, alright, I am very try to be consistent anyways. And if you call it as a function or subroutine, you have to say call. Alright, otherwise don't put parentheses in there. Okay, and now I'm gonna copy. Yeah, just, you know, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life, but but I can say, I can suggest, if you want to be good at certain things, you gotta follow through, mister. You gotta follow through. So that won't have 2 lines. Instead of if, then, next line, else, next line, and if. We don't do that. This is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Look at that. Now all we have to do, copy. This is the reason why I try to make functions close to the display calendar, is because I can take a look at it. Right here we are missing something here. Alright, we gotta have a select date. We don't have a select date. Do we have a select date in here? We don't have a select date in this, decoration. Let's define our select date. Deselect date. You see how I say deselect date, deselect date? It's just easier to follow. Alright, it doesn't have to be the same name. In the subroutine, alright, even though you pass in this date, they don't have to be the same. Where do you want to define that? That is a good question. Right here is a good place to do it. So when this id is still less than the end of the day, end of number of day, or equal to, this is where we want to define. We say deselect day equals date serial. Alright. And in there we want to say year text select date, come out. Alright, and then if you do that, it says okay, give me the month, so just type in month and then parentheses, and then in there you just say select date, and here just say id. That's it. That's all you need to do. Alright, that's all you need to do. And now in here, if everything is dandy, it's the control that we want, and it's the first day. If we find the first day, we want to say call display number of item. You see that? Now we're going to pass in the select date. Select date. And then the control name. Now the control name will be mid. In there, you want to say ctl.name, comma, begin at the 4th location, 4 characters long. 4 characters long. Now that characters is Sunday 1 to Sunday 2, Sunday 3, alright? SUN 1, SUN 3. So you gotta pass in 4. You know how I know it's 4? Because I already had my eyes on these guys when I did that, when I made a copy of that guy. See that? That's 4. So this control name must have 4 characters long, otherwise will never match. You see there? Never match. similar to this. Yeah, we copy the function stuff from here. All right, see 4 characters. All right, now once we found the first date, we need to do on the following dates as well. We'll say, hey, go display this guy, and that should just do the trick, mister. That should just do the trick. All right, Control S. Let's go take a look at it. We're done. All right, obviously it's faster than that, just because I'm talking through, and it's, did we miss something here? Expected sub. What did we? Let's debug it again. You see the guy right there, in sub. So what happened here when I copy that guy up here? Copy up that guy up here. I must have accidentally removed the sub here. You see, the in sub. All right. So that's yeah, that's something that is, so I made a copy somehow. I'm gonna copy that guy, move that guy back to there, to where we had it. Yeah, that's a thing that you have to look at it closely. All right, the message said, hey, I expect the end sub. What happened to you? Did you remove that sub? The name? So, all right, let's get back to our testing. Phew, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, if you read the message closely, it will give you a hint. All right, let's close this out. Let's go right there. Duh, that's good. Look at this. Look at that. How about task? How about task? No task there. Let's go to May. Oh, whoa, we got 1 2 1 1 1 2 1. Good. Any task here? No task there. But when we switch this guy is not switching. This guy is not switching. Well, I left that empty, remember? See, I left that empty. Now, all we have to do is just say this. Copy that. And call. Well, no, this is not going to be right. Let's think about this here. Let's think about this. Because yeah, so what happened here is when you click on this guy, alright, you will have to reload your calendar, because this guy's already loaded, you see, with the tasks. If you flip back to here, you have to iterate through again. You have to iterate through again to find the activities. Let me show you where. Because this right here, this display number of activity and number of items right here. So for each date, see, for each date we call this guy, and that is the guy that is determine which one of these two subroutines to call. All right. Well, because we already displayed the task, we want to redisplay, clear the calendar, and reload the calendar, and reselect this option. And this is where this guy needs to be calling this display month right here. This is where all the calendar is happening. If you notice, on load we say display month, on previous we display month, on next month we display month. You see there? On the select month and select year we display month. So here we go. We're just gonna copy the display month. into this guy right here. Alright, and that should just do the trick. And now all it does is just going to call the display calendar. The display one is calling the display calendar. It's going to do its module calling this guy. Alright, see if it does what I said. Flip, it's gone. You see that? Flip, nice, just like that. And that's the logic that you have to think, quickly in your head. Alright, think quickly in your head. Good, we got that, mister. Something that I don't like is right there. Let's move this guy to the middle. Alright, these numbers. Alright, to the middle, because let's do that. Let's move that to the middle. Let's go to the calendar again. This is not hard to do. First, we're gonna add something in here in the option here. Select that label. Come to the caption right here. Just add 5, and you'll see why it's there. Alright. So that's where it's going to display. Well, we don't want that. Alright. We don't want that. We want it to be aligned center and moved it down. Let me show you how. Select these labels here. Alright, I'm gonna use my fingers. Hold down my control key and select. So yeah, people, just if you want to be good in certain things, you have to start from the beginning and follow through until the end. And if you have produced one application, it doesn't mean that you are good yet. Alright, you have to have created many applications and know a whole bunch of ways to come up with things. Alright, there are gazillion ways to come up with one thing. Alright, and that's where each programmer is not the same. Alright, so right here, let's go to general alignment, change it to center. And now we're going to move that label down. It should be top margin right here. See the top margin? Let's change that 0 to 0.2. Let's see what it looks like. See how that guy jumped down. You know what? Let's try a little bit down. 0.25. Hey, that looks good right there. Right, that looks like a dead center to me. That looks like a dead center to me. That looks good. While we add it, I'm looking at it. You can deselect that now because we want that guy to be like that. We can also color this guy. Alright, let me show you how to color this guy. Control S. Let me show you how to color this guy. I'll go ahead and close that out because we are done with that. Thank you very much. Let's go to the activity DB access. To color that guy is nothing. It's nothing. Just go like this. Add the NF. And then here we can say I'm going to copy this label right here. We know it's a label, right? We can say full color. See, it doesn't recognize. Alright, unlike on the form, but we know what it is. Let's try blue. Let's try. We got black. We currently have black. Let's try blue. And I'm going to copy this guy right here. The whole thing, the whole shebang. Go to task. And highlight that. Paste. Nice and simple. Yeah, if you keep everything the same, then you can basically copy and paste. We're done now, mister. Let's take a look. Look at that, right dead center. Nice, and it's blue. How about task? Nothing. How about activity there? June. nothing there. Task, nothing there. Activity, not there. Let's go to May. Nothing, no activities. How about tasks? Look at that. Nice. That's how you do it, mister. Alright, we're almost done. Alright, we got the fun part done. The hard part, the easy part. Now here is the easiest. I think this is the easiest. We're gonna display this guy right here on the right hand side here. Alright, so let's close this out. Let's close that out. I am looking at this subform activity because it's got all the stuff that we need. All we need to do is just display it right there. Massage it a little bit. Alright, so let's copy that guy. I'm going to name this guy calendar underscore activity. That's it. Now I'm going to go to task, copy that, same thing here. Alright, naming your object is real important. If you name them correctly, it's easier to identify. Alright, so you see how I did that. We got calendar activity, calendar task. Now let's go into the calendar activity. We are not going to do anything here, but let's go back to the code behind here. We need to fix this. First off, we're not going to display anything there on the click. We're going to take all the clicking out. Alright, but we want the month. We want the month that is going to display. So we can do this. To get the month, first we're going to add the deselect date. Select date as date. See there? See there? You see there? And I'm going to default this deselect date to today's date, to current date. That's default. And now I am going to copy this guy right here. Obviously this select date, the calendar will always have something in there. Alright, obviously. But as a housekeeping, we're gonna do this. Oh, no. You see what I just did there? I am just going to do this. Alright. Remember, this selected will always be something. Select select date. Alright. Oops. Deselect date equals select date. Alright. So this guy will always be something because that calendar already displayed. Okay. But as a housekeeping and to prevent anything weird happening, this is good. This is good right here. Obviously, this is not. We don't have search text, so I am going to delete all this out, and then maybe push this guy to the front a little bit here. And here we want to say where. But now we don't want individual items. We want the whole month of the item. So we can say format. This is the activity, so activity date. Yep, activity date. I had to think about it. And then we want the 3 characters, like JAN, F, EB, and things like that. Alright, I'm just going to take this guy out. So I want that equals single quote and Same thing here, format, and I'm going to add a single quote before I forget. So inside this format right here, just type in deselect date. That's that. Oh, duh. Don't forget MMM, not MMM. That's it. That's all we have to do. That's all we have to do right there, mister. So that where clause will say, hey, go find me this month that matches this guy and give me something. And here I am going to say, no, I'm not going to say anything. Right there. I'm just going to remove that guy. Alright. And as I mentioned earlier, we don't want to do any clicking, so we're going to move all the clicking and displaying here out. Nice and simple. Just like that. Just like that. Now let's do the same for the, let's jump to the front here. We're going to close that booger out, and then we're going to do the task. Similar things. Similar things. Alright, let's go to code behind. I'm going to copy this guy right up to there. We are going to add, well, actually we don't need this guy. We can just say, nah, we didn't say that. Just kidding. Select date. Yeah, I think you know, live is real funny. If you're not careful, it can lead you to the wrong direction. I'm not saying mine is perfect. I'm just saying. I am just saying, if not is no, then, and then I'm just gonna populate that guy in there. Change that to select date. TXT select date. So if I only have 53 views for about a week of a video, then I just need to stop doing this video, right? Because I don't have any interest. I mean, yeah, I don't need to be doing anything. If I cannot help, I don't want to do it, you know. I want to do things I can help. I'm pretty sure a few of you guys find these videos helpful, but you can also always contact me and let me know if you need certain things. Alright, instead of me spending hours and hours and hours and nobody's watching. I do spend hours, not only recording, I have to edit, I have to upload, I have to do this, I have to do that. Anyways, let's get back to our programming. So here's the same thing. This is a task, so we want to say same thing here. We're gonna do format. Alright, and we're gonna take the whole shebang out. We don't have this guy is not a just like that. This guy is not a search. So we're gonna say where task date where format task date comma single quote MMM equals single quote format. I'll go ahead and add a single quote before I forget, and then we'll say deselect date, and then add now here you can add double quote MMM, just like that, and then take this guy out, the second clause out. Now we'll worry about this later. Alright, I'm going to show you later, but for now just do that. Just do that. Alright, Control S. Here instead of empty, we can say no task. Alright, let's do the activity the same way. That way it displays something. No activities. Control S. We should be good now. If you close this guy twice right here on the right hand side, you should be back to your calendar. 1, 2, oh maybe more. 3, maybe more. Okay, right there, that's the calendar. You can look at the top here, that's a calendar. Alright, well, remember this guy right here? Remember this guy right here? We're gonna come back to this guy. Alright, I brought you in here because we're gonna do something here. Okay, but before we do that, let's close this booger out. Close all. Open the calendar. And then we're gonna expand this side right here. Didn't have to be too big. Right there. And then we're just gonna fix it later. What we want here is to move this subform to here. Remove that header. And I'm going to move that guy to there. Go ahead and stretch this guy down to right about the same as the calendar. Alright, and while you add it, you see this border style right here? It says solid. Change that to transparent. There. And while you add it, go to arrange. These are the things that you have to keep in mind that you need to do. Alright. So we did a whole bunch of things just now. We added a subform, we changed the width, we changed the arrange, anchoring, we changed the transparent. Alright. So you have to keep all that in mind. Control S. We'll save. And I'm gonna scroll down. Before I scroll down, one thing I want to do, you see here? Height. I'm gonna grab this guy right here. You see this height? Copy that height. Okay, that is the height of this subform. Obviously, you don't want to pull this task and on top of this guy. If you pull it on top of that guy, it's going to think that you want to add the calendar tasks into this subform. All right, you don't want that. You just want to separate them. All right, so pull that guy right underneath, remove this guy, okay, and change it solid to transparent. It just makes it easier when it's not on top of that guy. Alright, now before you change your height on this guy, do this first. Alright, now you can change your height. Now you can change your height. Paste. The one that you just copy is going to stretch. Now you are ready to pull that booger right on top of that booger. Alright, so I'm just going to move slowly. Click on this handle right here. Just move up just a tad. You got to be able to see what you're doing. Right now, pull the whole thing on top. And looks a little off. Looks right now. Looks right now. Right now you can just bring this guy all the way up there, just like that. Look at that. And then shorten this form footer here. Control S. We are done. We are done. All right. All right. Where were we? Sorry, I had to get my coffee. Yeah, we just add these two subforms in here. Well, let's move this. Let's make that guy like so. Control S. Let's flick back to our code behind. This is where I left this guy there. All right. Obviously, we want to display calendar when we select. Let me show you. Let's go back right here. When we select activity, we want to display the calendar. After we're done displaying the calendar, we want to show what it is we're selecting. Alright, task the same way. When we click on that, we display the calendar and show the subform. Alright, so that's the idea. So here we got display the calendar, and let's do the logic here. If me option view equals 1, then else and if. Alright, and here we want to say subform form refresh form. You say, Jack, what is that? What is that refresh form? Well, that's the subroutine that we created. Look at this. Look at this. That's a task activity. See that? All right. Yeah, that is not the access function. All right, that is all function. All right, and then we'll say, okay, now show me the activity. True. And then don't show me the test. False. That's it. Right? Now likewise we're gonna copy that. Likewise we're gonna copy that. Oops. What I do? There. Alright. Now we're gonna change this right there to a test. Subform test. Refresh. And then this guy false. This guy's true. That looks right there. That looks right. So every time we click that guy, first we want to display the calendar, and then we're going to determine which one we need to show up All right, let's take a look at the form unload here. See how this guy is displaying this guy always? We can do this. We're going to say, all right, we're going to default this guy to visible. Me visible false. So unload, this is what's going to happen. You see how we're calling this guy right here? You see that? Display month, and then we do this. And this is the same logic. This is the same logic as this guy. As a matter of fact, you know what? As a matter of fact, we're going to do this. Copy this guy. Here. Copy that guy, and we're just going to do this. I think that we'll do the same thing. What is it? Control S. Yeah, back to yeah, I'm disappointed that I don't see a lot of views. All right, so if nobody is interested, then I don't need to be doing this. But before I abandon and stopping of what I be doing, I need to finish this project. So yeah, I always keep my words. My words are more than gold. And I think that's the only way to be good to yourself. If you are honest to yourself, that means you really treat yourself the best way possible. Don't lie to yourself. If you say to do, if you say you were to do this, you gotta complete it. You gotta do it. Let's see how it defaults to 2 activities. That's good. What if we do this? Will that clear and that disappear? Let's check it out. Nice. How about if we go to May? Hey, what the heck? We went to May, but this guy didn't show up. Let's think about this. You know what that means, right? That means that that guy is not called. That means this guy is not refreshed. This guy right here. So let's what if, here's another thought, instead of calling display right there, what if I'm thinking out loud here because hold on. Yeah, hold on, just go back just a sec. We want to display on a click. Okay, I think I get it. We're gonna copy this guy right here. Copy. I'm thinking out loud, and I think we don't need to be doing that right there. You see there? We're displaying this guy every time we display that guy calendar. And these are the logic that you have to go through, mister. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put that right bottom here. So anytime we call this guy, we want to refresh this guy. Take that out. You see what I'm saying here? Because I noticed that we did the previous month and it never refreshed this guy. So now if we did the previous month, it's going to come in here, it's going to call this guy, and it's going to say, which one are you? That's it. And then this guy will call this guy. That's the on click. It's going to say, okay, go display month. Same way as if we were to go to a month backwards, or previous month, or next month. All right. So I think that's gonna work just like that. All right. Well, you know, unless you try, you don't know. So we're gonna click on this guy. It's going to call the display month name, this guy, and then it's going to refresh this guy. All right, let's try it. Okay, no activities. Look at that. As expected. These are the logic. You gotta be good. Alright. And that's why I don't understand why I only have 53 views. Look at that. 53 views. So how are you gonna be good if you don't learn how to code from ground up to finish? Just because you've created one simple application, it doesn't mean you have all the knowledge. Yeah, even after 30 some years, I still think I'm still learning. Anyway, yeah, after 30 some years, I still think I'm still learning. All right. One thing that I noticed here, see these guys? Oopsie. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought we took the test out, didn't we? We didn't take the test out. Stop that. We don't want any clicking here. Oh, you know what? We did with the activity. Yep, we did with the activity. Sorry about that. Yeah, take all that out. We don't need that. We don't need any clicking. I'm glad I clicked on that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. Control S, save all that. What I was going to say, you notice there you go. If I click it now, it won't show up. You notice one of these guys is private. You know that, right? Earlier, when I did when I was working on the subform, I didn't want to tell you. Well, I kind of mentioned about, gave you a hint. Alright, but look at this. I'm going to show you. See this? Alright, see that? Obviously, this guy was implemented before the login. Now that we have a login, you see, I can just take all this out. And check this out. Remember this object? Let me remind you where I did this guy. in the login video, you see there, we did the global. All right, we did the global. So we can say, oh, employee. This is where people go wrong. Is that, you know, they learn a couple of things and then they just go away and thinking and, you know, go show off that they know this and know that. But in fact, all the bits and videos are put in here. If you don't follow it in sequentially, you will miss it. Just like this one right here. If you come to this video without previous one, without watching the login, how do you know that I made that a global variable, global object, right? You wouldn't know, you see. You wouldn't know. Alright, cool. So let's fix that. Alright, and let's jump back to I'm gonna copy this guy, by the way. So on this one, I took out the employee ID because we got a global ID, right? We got the global object. And I'm gonna jump to here, calendar task, right here, right behind this booger right here. I'm gonna do this. You see that? That's it. That's all you have to do. How simple is that? Right? How simple is that? So now this form will always jive, will always be right. Alright? So I'm gonna paste that right there, Control S, and jump back to here. You see how we got 6 tasks right here? And 6 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Check this out. I'm gonna flip this right here. Ooh, what the heck? What did I do? Let's continue. Oh, I know why. I know why. I think I know why. So when anytime you modify this form right here, these guys right here, this object. See right here, I think I know why there. So I'm gonna copy that. Sorry about that. See there? Gotta have that like that. Control S. I'm gonna close that down. I want to make sure that is the case. Close the whole thing. Close the whole thing, and let's reopen. What the hell? What the hell? Something is not set. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to back out to get the ID. Obviously, this guy was open before the. Oh, that's weird. This right here should set this employee right here. Why is that? Oh, employee is way down here. So it went through all the navigation and showing the calendar and then do this. Let's see how to prevent that from happening. I wonder if we rearrange these guys. If we rearrange this guy. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? That's alright. That is just dandy. We're just going to stop this and revert this back to, see, it went away anyway, so maybe we could do this. Wonder if we could do this. If not is no or employee, then I wonder if we could do this. Like so. Just add that bit right there. It got me slow. It slowed me down just a little bit there. I don't understand why there. So what Let's restart this one. Let's restart it. That's better. You see what I did there? Because somehow that guy's, yeah, if this guy was not created, this object, then there's going to be a problem setting this guy. This guy's null. So what I did was I said, okay, if you're not null, I want you, basically. Alright, if you're not null, I want you, basically. Alright, phew, that was something. Alright, now let's take a look at tasks. Activity 2 task. No. Now let's go to main. We got 5 tasks. See there? We've got 5 tasks. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 here, 5 here. Alright? Let's take a look at the form. These are the things that you need to really remember what you need to do. Alright? This is where we say, hey, I only want you. I only want my task and the non-private task. That's what it does. Alright? Now, to fix this, that's also easy. That's also easy. Let's go over here. Show here. Yeah, this guy gets a little lengthy, but you know there's a logic right here, right? And this is where I don't understand why. Hey, I've got 53 views, and we have more than 100 million, you know, a couple 100 million people out there. They're all interested in MS Access, Microsoft Access, but only 53 views. What the heck? They all must already know how to code in MS Access, I think. If you all know how to code in MS Access, there is no need for me to be here, I guess. Alright, to do that, what I want to do here, I just want to say bow bow. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not useful, then I don't need to be here. Alright. So I noticed earlier we got a whole bunch of people watching it, asking questions here and there. Maybe I've shown too much, and they all know how to do things on their own. And then say, hey Jack, thank you very much. I've learned everything that you've taught me, I guess. But I'm gonna go back right here. Look. I'm gonna copy this line right here. This is easy. This is very easy. Once you know what you're doing, right here at the end, right here, right behind the short date right here, I'm gonna tap the space there. Make sure there's a space there. All right. Tap a space, and then hit enter and paste that guy in there. And right here, all you have to do is just say SQL. That's it. There is to it. All right. Now on the form, code behind calendar form, we gotta pass in the correct employee here. Now obviously you could just use the, oh yeah, my bad, right here. Obviously you could just use the what I just did there, right? But it's a bad practice to set a filter using the object here without passing it in. Alright? Because obviously you want to know what you're passing in, what your parameters are. You see? That's why you do that. Okay? That's why you do that. So, I mean, I could have done just like this, right? But that's not a good coding. You should always know what parameters are passing in to know the filter, you see. And if you type in this function name, subroutine name, you should know. You have an idea what is passing in. But if you just did this without this guy, that's you can't know. I mean, you don't know, right? So that's why you don't do that. Well, at least the way I see it. At least the way I see it. All right. You should always know what you're filtering. That's what I'm trying to say. and here on the calendar, right, task right here. Now all you have to do is just say O employee dot employee ID. See there? Oh, they just missed the select date. Just like that. None to it. Nothing to it. Now I bet you it's going to return correct items now. You see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of these guys is going to disappear in a minute. Alright, let's check it out. Gone. That guy disappeared. Now we got 2, 3, 4, 5, and jives with this. And that's how you do it. And did you see that? Oh, I noticed this. See this date? Oh, that one doesn't have it. See this date icon? We don't want that. We don't want that. All right, let's go fix that before we close out. Yeah, this actually it's not there. My bad. Close that out. It's right here. I don't want to be redundant, but oh, that's good right there. It says never right there. It says never right there. Let's go to here. You see this for date right here? Say never. All right. Never. And Control S, and we gotta fix it. We gotta fix it right here too. The project, because we copied this guy from here, right? We gotta fix it right here as well because we copied from there. You see there? See, these are the things that you have to remember when you do things. Control S. And that's what I'm saying. When we've got over a couple of million people throughout the world, they're all interested in MS Access. But only 55 views, 53 views. That doesn't make sense. Well, anyways, that's that, mister. Let's go to May. No activities. Tasks. 5 tasks. 5 tasks. And only show none private tasks. And all of my tasks. Login tasks. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm glad that you don't need to learn how to code. That means you already know, which is fine by me. That's good that you know. All right. So, but I'm gonna finish this project. The next video we are going to add invoices. All right. For instance, we have a project here. All right. And if it's approved, meaning we add activities for it and say, hey, this project is approved. This project is approved. Once it's approved, then we create an invoice. All right, and we create an invoice for the project. That's what we are going to do next, is create an invoice for the project, and then we're gonna display a couple of reports, invoice reports or whatever report we want to do. All right, we'll see how far we get. All right, but we are going to complete this, and that's what my hope is, to have a complete project management system so you can use. All right, so I spend hours on doing this and you guys are not interested. I don't get it. It's free lesson, but that's all right though. No harm done. No harm done. All right, there you have it. This is what we came to do. We did a whole lot, by the way. You know, just recap. We add this control for selecting alright, and displaying the number of tasks or items or activities. And at the subform, there's a lot of stuff in here. Alright, that's a lot of stuff in here. We add this guy, display the number of activity, number of tasks. We did the logic to show which one to call. Alright, to show which one to call. That way, in this guy, we just call one subroutine, one function, does a switching for us right here, does a switching for us. And also we'll determine which one to show up from here, from the option. Alright, and there you have it. And there you have it. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.